everybody, and welcome back. So this is, I thought I would do a celebratory, video for 1,000 subscribers. I know I did a celebratory stream, before, and, yeah, I thought we would, do something different today. Me showing you what decks I use, because I know everybody has their own ways and stuff like that. They have their own decks, and I know I'm just rambling, but yeah. So quick flashback on how I even got to this. I just went into a New Age store and just started on just looking out. I shouldn't say looking out, but I don't know. I just started getting drawn to it. And the first, this is how ridiculously ignorant at the time I was when it came to tarot. I got this. This was the first deck of cards I've ever owned, and because I don't know, I just was very lured to it. Plus, I'm sorry for the stutter, but I just grew up not just believing in angels, but I have seen the other side of life. I've been on the other side, and I lived to tell the tale, surprisingly, several times. And link in the description if you want a more detailed, versions of that story. Not versions, but if you want a more in-depth video of that story. But I realized I couldn't just do it alone. So I should not just alone, but that by itself. And then I ended up getting something that was a lot more in its category, because I didn't want it to be thrown off. And it was this. You've seen me, the Archangel Power Tarot here every once in a while. And after I started getting that one, after I got that one, and I got another Oracle deck, which I gotta say was the Cosmic Reading cards. And this was like way back 2, 3, 4 years ago. It was this. So I started having like this format initially, and I never ever did any of this. But then I started getting this report, and I really love a lot of these like Oracle and readings cards. You've probably seen them up close, but if you're getting into tarot, whether you're, even if it's for fun, for a side gig, nothing professional, I've got to say, this was not, this wasn't, I didn't buy this, but this was given to me for Christmas. And I don't have the deck on me, but it's a booklet, and it's a booklet, and also a deck. It comes with its own deck, and it's the Secrets of Tarot. So if you're not into into if you're still kind of new to this and still want to play around with it, even if it's for craps and giggles, I encourage you to get this. It has a lot of clear instructions, the history of a taro, um, knowing how to read it, what things represent, uh, and yeah, bunch and a bunch of that. Uh, there were also some decks that, believe it or not, I got from Mount Shasta. So I went to Shasta, and I love their New Age store. One of their bookstores is a very I think is just absolutely amazing. They have like almost everything there, and the place is just great. I believe so. Shout out to Mount Shasta. I forgot, and I got. So it's this. If you want something that's a bit more, this too is an oracle deck. I really really like this oracle deck because it's very empowering. And I mean, well, you should say, well, Phoenix. I mean, not you should say, but it's like you're probably saying, well, Phoenix, aren't all oracle decks empowering? Pretty much, but this one has a lot of words of encouragement and a lot of merit to what it says, because every now and then I've come across oracle decks that just don't speak to me, and it's not anything fault, but sometimes it just, there's like some decks that you've come across that you might have thought that were pretty good, but then it was just like, you can tell that even in spite the artwork and in spite some of the messages, they were going, the seller, the creator, was doing it for a quick buck. Like it seemed kind of lazy in its own right, but this was not lazy. It's very basic, and it's very but the imagery, it's not basic, but the artist and the art and the imagery is just so like fantastic. And so I mean, that's it. I've got to say, and you can, I gotta say that these get me a lot more clarity. These help me get a lot more clarity on what I usually do when it comes to my tarot card readings, to be honest. And that's kind of what I do here. I try to add layer to layer to get in depth. You've seen my formula over the years, and if you're new to this channel, be sure to you like it and subscribe, and especially trying to get us to 1,000 and subscribe to the Patreon. You'll get affordable, in-depth readings, personalized for you for your Patreon, and it will be it will be just for you if you do that. But even if you don't do anything, if you pay for a little bit, you will be credited you'll be accredited to the video. Another huge but I want to get back into this. So another deck that I really enjoy is this. It's the Starseed Oracle, and done by Rebecca Campbell. Yeah, Rebecca Campbell has done a couple of other great oracle decks, and I really love the art and the imagery here too. It's like it's very nice and sky, very indigo, and a lot of it just ignites a lot of it just ignites a lot of great clarity. So like if you're new to tarot, or if you're into oracle decks, this might be a bit easier because it has a little bit of a little bit of a tarot feel to it. And what do I mean by that? You can see the symbolism here, but also it has words and not just words, but it has like specific phrases, and it explains the meaning of each card, so you can actually apply it to however way you so desire. And that's really I honestly think that that this deck is, I don't really see many people using this deck. The and so one of the, but I've got to say one of my favorites as of late, and this is one of the latest tarot decks that I've gotten, is the Star Child tarot. Now it's not sold just anywhere. There's some specific stores, I heard. At least I spoke to the store that sold this. They don't, that not a lot of stores have this. It is made in Canada and imported from Canada, I should say. And I think the imagery is just so angelic and just so amazing, because it does show a lot. It has a lot of nature, a lot of not just spiritual meanings, but it does blend life and wildlife with one another, along with astrology. So if I wouldn't go as far as to say, well, I can't tell anybody what to do, but this might be this may not be the best for beginners. It just my opinion, but if you want to start off with this, I mean, hey, it may not be a bad idea either. I mean, I just but the thing is that yeah, it's just friggin' like absolutely amazing. I think it's very good. I mean, like, and there's however, I do kind of think that even though this this deck, that this specific deck may not be another reason why I say it may not be for beginners, pardon my stutter, is because there might be something that's thrown off, because instead of pentacles, they're crystals. They don't have a Page of Pentacles or King of Pentacles. It's King of Crystals, Page of Crystals, that kind of stuff. So the general gist is the same. The meanings are the same. It just, one of the words might throw you off. However, I will say this: if you are a beginner, I do encourage you to get something like this, Oceanic Tarot, not only because of the great art and stuff like that, but it does give you, if you're still not clear and you haven't memorized, and if you haven't memorized, or you're still not clear about what each how should I say, what each card means, then this is a very wonderful deck for you. So, because it has, not only does it have the 10 of the name of it, but then it also has the description here down below on what it may be one word, but it gives you an idea, and it gives you a gist of what the card means, and what it symbolizes. So I it does it so it I gotta say, it does help this this kind of stuff. So anyhow, that was the Oceanic Tarot. It's very good. It is a very good. It is very good to have. It is a good starter tarot deck, to be honest, especially if you're just getting your feet wet. But yeah, sorry about that. And I'm sorry if this is not the most professional. What tarot decks do you use? It's because, well, yeah. Let's say if you want better videos, subscribe to the Patreon. But another deck that I use, that I haven't used for a long time, is the Zen Tarot. Now, this is not like any other tarot deck. There are no numbers. They're very actually akin to oracle cards, but with a bit more clarity, to be honest. So they are tarot here. The box nowadays might look different, but I think I got it like kind of earlier on. But you'll still get the same cards. It's very fascinating here. So back here. So instead of like the Knight of whatever, they're normally numbered, and they have like images and just traits. It's so fascinating, and it's like a huge different twist. So, but again, if you're a beginner, I would not recommend these if you're like a way beginner, because I would say after you've been doing this for like a little while, I'm not saying, oh, this is like experts only. It's like no. I mean, as once you get like comfortable doing tarot, then you can do this, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion, so take it for what it is. Because even though that these are tarot cards and they're numerical, they have not a vibe, but like a more of a kind of a just an essence of an oracle card. So you have to know like what you're doing. They are easier to shuffle though, I gotta say, and they're absolutely amazing. Like, trust, like this. You don't see this in an average oracle deck. And for postponement. Now, why I say that it's in my opinion, again, just my opinion, why it shouldn't be for like 101ers, maybe for like 102ers, like people who have an idea and have the gist of tarot. That's might be good for you, but you have to have the gist on what you need to do, because it just can get kind of confusing. Now, I will say, if you want to talk about very confusing and very, and I'm not, and trust me, I'm not gonna put myself up on this pedestal and say I'm better than you. Look at all my decks. You got this, that, and third. because you want to know what's crazy is that every once in a while use this deck, the Quantum Tarot, and even I don't know what all this symbolism is, because even though it's like the Page of Wands. It has not just astrological terms, but it's also very scientific. And I've realized also that even if you look in the booklet of this deck, that it actually adds, it has a lot of it has ancient Greek gods. It's very so it really blends the astrology, Greek mythology, and tarot and spirituality all in one. So it can get a little flustering to read every now and then. That's why I don't really. That's why I don't really just. That's why I don't really use this deck as often. I'll get to it though. I'll get to it. So, jeez. Now for my favorites, and you've probably seen you've probably seen me use these every now and then. The boxes are a little bit beaten up, but I actually did a review video of these already. These are Mark Bayerski's angel cards, and I gotta say, if you this is my opinion here. To me, you don't even need to be a tarot card reader to be using this. If you're a therapist, a massage therapist, a whatever, or anything like that. And no, this video is not sponsored by Mark Bayerski. However, if he gives me a shout out, that'd be amazing. But no, these cards right here are absolutely phenomenal. He has one side that has one word, and then an explanation on the back, and these explanations are very, very encouraging. They're very, like, lots of words of wisdom, and it adds so much to your reading. It really, really, really does. So but I want to also say another deck that I absolutely enjoy, and is Beyond Lemuria. And I had to get this deck because and I didn't get it just from anywhere. I got it from Mount Shasta, where there are, like, Lemurians said there. And Mount Shasta, I gotta say, is an absolutely amazing place. It's a small little mountain village area, but I mean, like, sometimes, and it's a ski attraction for a lot of people, but it's like, it is a very nice, amazing, it's a very great vibrational and healing place. So much so that I see some high and mighties infiltrating it. No joke. We have some high and mighties building out in the middle of the woods of Mount Shasta, saying when you're like out on the streams, you're on private property. It's like, no, we're outside of the gates. Well, it's still private property, you know. True story behind that, actually. I can give you, if you want me to tell you a story like some Mount Shasta stories. Oh my God, I've got some very interesting ones, including the one. So, subscribe and like this video if you want to hear the story behind that little mockery I did, because there was merit into this. Anyways, this is not very much of a tarot card nor an oracle, but I was very drawn to this because it's done so well. They actually look like postcards, and they're typed up they're typed up like this, as if it's like some, oh wait, and they're typed up like this. The typing is like 1940s, and like the signatures and everything are like 1920s and prior. The cursive, the kind of like it's absolutely amazing, and it just brings just so much great authenticity, and just I can't explain it enough. Another thing that I haven't used this deck that much, even though I should, is the angel cards. Now, this is another oracle deck done by Mark Brzezinski. So even though he has like just these two that I showed, it came with this as well, and these are very, very very wonderful. And it comes with a spare angel of kindness, and it explains the angels and the power, and the angel's message basically to you, which is very great, man. Mark Brzezinski is really awesome. I will say I've opened up a couple of decks, but never really used them. But I've gotta say, I was told, and I truly believe this, that once, unless if you openly remove yourself from a specific deck, you cannot share that deck. Like, if I were to, like, for example, I cannot give this deck to just anyone and just hand it off like playing cards. Everything is specifically to you. It's a spiritual connection. They're your cards, and I'm not saying that in a bratty tone, like these are mine. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying more so that they're almost like partners. Are you just gonna throw your friends around, or your partner around, and just, oh well, here you go, just aimlessly? No, you're not. These have meaning to you, and you were lured to them for one reason or another. So yeah, Crystal Power Tarot is a good one. Even though I don't think I've used this one just yet, I will use it in the near future. It is akin. It is the same person who does this, Jane Wallace. Shout out to her. Don't know her personally, but wouldn't meeting new people in this community. Speaking of, I gotta say, if you haven't watched that video of me in the healing festival, this environment, trust me, there are a lot of people who say, get away from this is all nonsense, or anything like that. Truth be told, no, there's a lot of merit, just a lot of people misread it. A lot of people use these sorts of things to enhance their auras and enhance their ways of life, and just use it as reasons to inflate their egos. Okay, so I mean, that's where and I've met a lot of people like that. I've met people, I've spoken to people who think that they're super soldiers, or they're this mythical creature from this other galaxy, and it's like, okay, you know what? Let me tell you this. If that's the case, then I'm sorry, but you're making this sound like a clown show. You're taking things that are very authentic and holy, and you're trying to spin it and making it sound like we're some sort of like Dungeons and Dragons LARP people. LARP means live action role playing, and no, there's merit to a lot of this stuff. There's merit to tarot. There's merit to the crystals. There's merit to a lot of these things. But I know that there are lots of people who misread and misinterpret, and so it actually taints them. Another deck that I need to use, I haven't used yet, this other Angel Tarot. And I just got it because I love Angel Tarots. I love Angel decks. Angel decks, spirituality decks, and let me know in the comment section if you want me to go over specific decks in greater detail. You can send them my way, and I'll give them a review. This Angel deck, it's very, very amazing. In the back, it has a blueprint, almost like a calendar, and it has almost very similar to the quote unquote start of David, and it's very, very. I think the reason why I haven't touched these just yet are because this, just like the Quantum Tarot, this is a little bit more complicated. So I'll admit that even though I'm pretty good, I'm not a master yet. Oh man, the Phoenix cards, very amazing, very amazing deck. I only use this like once because it's just all imagery. It's not. It's really hard to get note of it, but again, I will say this. I do have to read the. I do need to read the symbolism and the symbology of all this, because right now it's just like it is a bunch of images with numbers, very much like the the reading tarot, these not the tarot, but very much like the cosmic reading tarot, like this, and which has symbolism, but they also have like words and numbers. So it explains. This only has numbers and images. But regardless, it is very it has a it's very influenced by ancient Egypt, ancient Greek mythology, ancient and this is it's a very wonderful deck. I need to use this more often. I just and I apologize if I don't use certain decks as often as I should. It's because I don't like misleading my audience, you know? I don't like misleading people and misreading things for them. Another tarot deck that I used once, I think just once. I should use this Primordial Tarot. This is a very nice, decent deck. But again, what the flaws of it, unless if you don't read the booklet, the terminology is very is kind of different, and all of the numbers and the symbolism and the symbology, all just like, you have to be a little bit savvy. So like you can tell here's like where it's like, oh, where do I begin? It's that you can tell right here this is a dagger, so this indicates swords, and you have to read down here 8. So this is the 8 of Swords. Don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing this deck, but it's very unique, and that's what lured me to this deck. So I will say this. I mean, yeah, I do need to use this deck a little bit more. Leave in the comment section which deck you like thus far, and for the final few, you've seen this is the Romance Angels Tarot. Now, one of the Rainbow Harmony, shout out to her. Rainbow Harmony uses these cards. Hers are a lot more used, which is a good. She's had them for years and years and years, and which is great. And there's just as long as they're yours, it shouldn't matter whether or not they're a little wrinkled up. But I mean, like, these are fantastic oracle cards, and I think I don't know if they're being continued or not, or something like that. I don't know. That might be nonsense. But they do have. Look at that. It's it does. Whenever I read tarot with these, especially when it comes to love readings, they bring out a lot of clarity, a lot of love, a lot of truth too, because these cards are not exclusively just for they don't tell you just good things and positive things, and I do want to say go on a little side tangent here, that spirituality is not about just hearing positive, happy-go-lucky stuff. Even though that stuff is involved, a lot of that stuff is involved. There's going to be some things that are ego damaging and hurtful. Um, so this deck, even though it has a lot of positive messages, it's fairly nuanced. Now, a tarot deck that you probably you saw on my Valentine's readings was the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Now, I personally, I'm kind of scared to show any cards of this because it is pretty pornographic, and it is like it's not really kid friendly. I know this channel may not be kid friendly, but the imagery might knock me down a little bit. So I shouldn't have said that P word. So it's like, yeah, like just like suggestive, a little suggestive. But you know what? Such is life. One that I really wasn't fond of initially, but I still got it, was this Hidden Realm. And again, you know, I'm kind of stubborn when it comes to my decks. The book here explains everything that you need to know, every card in great detail. And not only that, in every and I know I said this, but every deck, besides I think the Mark Bayerski ones, they usually come with their own definitions, and you know, the backstory, and some of this stuff is like very amazing. But again, you know, everything changes depending on context of what the video is. This is very good. This is very good. This can be very good, I should say, for even for beginners or advanced beginners, because with the imagery, you do have how do I say it? You have what the card is spelled out on the bottom for you, just so that way you don't get thrown off. But at the same time, the imagery is not the imagery is not the same, so which basically can throw some people off. So again, if you're a beginner and still figuring tarot out, like you're just like you've never touched tarot before, again, I think it doesn't. In my opinion, it doesn't matter which tarot deck you start out with, but if you're hesitant, then I would go for something a little bit more basic, so that way you have the gist and the concept of certain things, you know. And so another huge deck that I really enjoy using is the Lover's Oracle. They come in heart-shaped cards that are actually heart-shaped, and they have these images, and you don't know exactly what the images stand for or what they represent. But then again, they actually have some of them have a title, some of them have a description, but they say what each image represents on the back, and you can and just a lot of these great messages are amazing, especially this one. See here, manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become a reality. Trust your heart to continue and continue to follow its guidance. Wonderful images, wonderful design, wonderful messages. It's just like a really, really, really good, especially if you want to do stuff like that. So, well, I guess that covers all my decks. Those are what I use. If anyone has any questions about Taro, I can answer. I can't answer everything. They have to be kind of a specific, because again, I don't want to mislead anybody. But even though I have all of these decks, it depends on what the topic is for me, and what decks I'm being drawn to, depending on which topic and who my client is. And again, if you want to be a client of mine and have in-depth personal readings, subscribe to the Patreon, and even subscribe to the channel. More subscribers on my Patreon, I'll even throw in a free reading, free video reading, if someone wants it. And to be clear, I'm not saying that if you pay monthly to my Patreon, you'll get a free reading. I'm saying if you go onto my Patreon, for any of the perks, you'll get a free in-depth personal reading if we get to 5,000, or not. Let's dock it down a little bit. Actually, yeah, 5,000. 5,000 subscribers. And if we try to get into like the 10,000 area, guess what's gonna happen? I should say more like 50,000. Okay? You want to know what's gonna happen with 50,000 subscribers? Free gifts. Some sweepstakes, baby. But you have to subscribe to the channel and to the Patreon. Why? So the echoes expand. I'll see you next time.